Retro Road Test, Bugatti EB110 vs Ferrari F40. Rate this. There are moments in automotive history that define eras, set benchmarks, and capture the very soul of performance motoring. The late 1980s and early 1990s brought us two of the most astonishing supercars ever built, the Ferrari F40 and the Bugatti EB110. These cars represented the pinnacle of their respective makers' engineering prowess, offering a distilled, razor-sharp experience that has become the stuff of legend. But how do they compare when pitted against each other? Let's take a drive. Design and presence. The Ferrari F40 is, quite simply, iconic. Designed by Pininfarina, it channels pure function through brutal form. With its wedge profile, prominent rear wing, and acres of carbon Kevlar panels, it screams race car more than road machine. Every vent and scoop is there for a reason. The F40's aesthetics are aggressive, purposeful, and, over 30 years on, still draw awe from onlookers. In contrast, the Bugatti EB110 takes a more refined, high-tech approach. With its smoother, more sculpted body, courtesy of Marcello Gandini, and later modified by Giampaolo Benedini, the EB110 feels like a product of the future. It's a more restrained design, perhaps less emotionally engaging than the F40s, but arguably more mature. The scissor doors are a flourish that hint at its technological ambition. Interior. Step inside the F40 and you're greeted with stark minimalism. There's exposed carbon fiber, pull-string door releases, and almost no concessions to comfort. The seats are little more than fixed buckets upholstered in red cloth. There's no stereo, no carpets, and air conditioning that barely qualifies as functional. But this is all by design. The F40 is a racing car for the road, a purist's delight that communicates with you through every vibration and rattle. By contrast, the EB110 is positively luxurious. Leather seats, air conditioning that works, electric windows, and a refined cabin make it feel much more civilized. Despite its enormous performance potential, the EB110 was designed to be usable on a daily basis, a gentleman's express capable of shaming anything on the road. It's more GT than track weapon, at least in spirit. Engine and performance. Here, the philosophical differences between the two cars become even more apparent. The Ferrari F40 is powered by a 2.9-litre twin-turbocharged V8 producing 478 bhp, some claim real-world figures were slightly higher. It's a snarling, explosive power plant with turbos that spool violently and deliver a jolt of performance that demands your full attention. The power delivery is ferocious and unforgiving. Blink and you'll miss your apex, or worse. The Bugatti EB110 features a 3.5-litre quad-turbocharged V12 developing 553 bhp, 603 bhp in the EB110 SS. This engine is a masterpiece of engineering, combining immense power with surprising smoothness. Unlike the F40's binary turbo response, the EB110's power builds more progressively, aided by all-wheel drive that keeps it planted and controllable even under heavy throttle. In outright performance, both cars are ferociously fast. The F40 does 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3.8 seconds, with a top speed of 201 miles per hour. The EB110 GT manages 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, topping out at 212 miles per hour. The EB110 SS trims further time off that sprint and adds another handful of miles per hour to the top speed. Chassis and handling. Here is where the driving experience really begins to diverge. The F40 is rear-wheel drive and relies on a lightweight, stiff chassis to deliver its magic. With no driver aids, it demands commitment and skill. There's a rawness to how it corners it wants to oversteer, to dance on the edge of adhesion. The steering is laser sharp and heavy at low speeds, but communicates beautifully at speed. The F40 rewards the brave and punishes the clumsy. In contrast, the EB110's all-wheel drive setup makes it more composed. You can drive it hard without fear of sudden loss of traction. The chassis is balanced, the suspension firm but not punishing. It's a more forgiving car, but also one that feels less alive in your hands. The Bugatti is faster across most roads, especially in poor conditions, but it doesn't involve you in quite the same way. Usability and daily driving. Living with an F40 is not for the faint-hearted. It's loud, cramped, hot, and visibility is challenging. Cold starts are a ritual, and it hates traffic. But on the right road, there's nothing like it. It's visceral, intoxicating, and utterly unique. Every journey becomes an event. The EB110, though, is remarkably usable for a car of its performance caliber. It starts reliably, idles smoothly, and can be driven comfortably even in urban traffic. There's space, comfort, and a sense of polish that the F40 lacks. If you had to drive one car across Europe, the EB110 would be the easy choice. Heritage and impact. The Ferrari F40 was the last car approved by Enzo Ferrari himself. It was built to celebrate the company's 40th anniversary and remains a symbol of old-school Ferrari ethos: lightness, power, and purity. It has appreciated dramatically in value and status, becoming the poster child for a generation. The Bugatti EB110, on the other hand, was a resurrection. Under Romano Arcioli's vision, Bugatti was brought back to life with the EB110 as its flagship. Despite its brilliance, it arrived during a global recession, and the company folded shortly after. Its impact was perhaps less immediate, but it laid the groundwork for the Veyron and Bugatti's modern renaissance. Verdict: choosing between these two titans is a matter of taste, philosophy, and purpose. The Ferrari F40 is the purist's dream, a wild, uncompromising machine that connects you to the road like few others. It's visceral, edgy, and endlessly thrilling. But it demands respect and skill. It's a track day tool, a weekend warrior, and a celebration of analog performance. The Bugatti EB110 is a technical tour de force, a supercar ahead of its time, blending massive performance with everyday usability. It's less of a thrill ride but more of a grand tourer in supercar clothes. It shows what's possible when no expense is spared in pursuit of excellence. If you want the raw, undiluted experience, it's the F40. If you want to go fast, far, and with flair, it's the EB110. But make no mistake, both are masterpieces, and together they represent a golden age of automotive ambition. In a world increasingly defined by digital intervention and homogenization, the F40 and EB110 stand as monuments to a time when engineers dreamt big and built even bigger.